Just a little nice.
So there comes a time when we all must do something that we wouldn't usually do. This is that time for me. Forget anything you've ever heard about me. Forget anything you may know of me. And know this. I love God. I love myself. And I love a black man. Let me tell you why I'm in love with a black man. He speaks to my fears with his eyes, and he opens my eyes with his words. He encourages my dreams with his ears, and opens my ears with his touch. Whatever the energy is that transmits from his soul to mine, I welcome it with honor. Not because it gives me some superficial illusion of completion, but it's because it increases 100-fold what I already am. The fullness of who he is and the fullness of who I am is an unmatched force. It's a storm. He is lightning, and I am the thunder. Whenever he is seen, I am heard. When you see his craft, you hear my encouragement. When you see his smile, you hear my laugh. When you see his confidence, you hear my cheers. We are as natural and as reoccurring as an Arkansas thunderstorm. We come over and over, over and over. And when you think there is no more, and that's this meteorological movement, we come again. I'm in love with a black man. His smile is as warm and as inviting as the Carolina sun, adding pigment to my once pale expression of passion. His eyes, as dark as midnight, are made beautiful by the hope-filled glows of the twilight. I'm in love with a black man. I'm in love with how he faces a racially charged, highly profiled, unjustly handled world without bitterness. And with a belt to hold up his pants, he's determined not to be the stereotype. Fathering his children, respecting their mothers, he's determined not to be the stereotype. I'm in love with a black man, one who allows his bed to breathe as he performs on life's stage with a vision that sometimes isn't nice to him. The persistence, the consistency, the ambition, the drive. He isn't perfect, but his heart and his actions reflect the teachings from the black man of the old school. And that makes him good. That makes him sexy. Would it be okay if I reminisced on the day I became his music? I can feel the experience even now. Y'all can't judge me though. Y'all can't judge me. At his gentle touch, there is sound. A single note that rings in obedience to the command of his finger. He closes his eyes as his skill and imagination takes over. Harmonious patterns following the orders of his ingenious touch. He sways and smiles with a meek kindness at the music that he's making. He explores each fret, each string, in an extreme competition with himself, making each new sound better than the last. The sound she makes at the stroke of his hand exhilarates him, for she is indeed the soul of his passion. He strokes her strings slowly, teasingly, taking the notes deeper and deeper. The vibrations from this bass are felt in her chest, and she cries out in distortion, allowing her vibrato to fill the spaces of his wrists. He is pleased, so he strokes her strings with urgency, and she pants the staccato melody over and over, over and over and over and over and over. The notes change, the chords change, but the melody stays the same. He enjoys her sound and revels in his control of it. He loses himself within the soul of his passion and releases from her abruptly. And the sound becomes silence. But the sweet melody, it stays in his head, so the music never really ends. So yeah, I'm in love with a black man, and I'm glad to love a black man. I'm proud to love a black man. I'm honored to love a black man. And you know what? Loving God, loving myself, and loving this black man, it makes me some kind of black woman. Thank you.